The film opens in present-day America. We meet an elderly woman named Soon-Yi, who now lives there with her family. One day, she receives a call from South Korea. Decades ago, she used to live there, and she still owns an old countryside house. Someone is interested in buying it. So after many years, Soon-Yi returns to South Korea with her granddaughter, Anju. When they arrive at the old house, memories begin to flood back, and the story takes us 47 years into the past. Back then, the house belonged to a scientist. This man was conducting secret experiments on wolves. We see him feeding the animals one by one inside cages, but when he reaches the final cage and opens it, he suddenly collapses. We later learn he died of a heart attack. His experiments were left unfinished. Not long after his death, a young girl named Soon-Yi moves into that same house with her widowed mother and younger sister. Soon-Yi's father had already passed away. Financially, the family was struggling. There's also another young man in the picture, Ji-tae. His father used to be business partners with Soon-Yi's father. After Soon-Yi's father died, Ji-tae's father took over all the land and assets, leaving Soon-Yi's family with nothing. Now they are forced to depend on Ji-tae's family. Ji-tae has feelings for Soon-Yi. He wants to marry her, but she can't stand him. He's arrogant, spoiled, and reckless. Soon-Yi also suffers from a serious lung condition. She often struggles to breathe. That's one of the main reasons her family moved to the countryside: clean air and access to a better doctor. Ji-tae's family provided the house, but not out of kindness. It was more of a calculated move, helping her now so she would marry him later. One night, Soon-Yi is writing in her notebook. She loves music. She writes songs and dreams of singing. Suddenly, she hears strange noises coming from outside. Curious, she follows the sound toward the old storage room, the same place where the scientist used to conduct his wolf experiments. She slowly enters. Inside, she sees something shocking. A strange creature crouched on all fours. It looks human, but moves like an animal. Wild eyes, barely clothed, almost feral. The creature suddenly pushes her and runs away into the darkness. Soon-Yi's mother and sister arrive after hearing the noise. They don't see the creature clearly. The next morning, while hanging laundry, Soon-Yi's mother notices something moving in the bushes. She approaches carefully and pulls out the same strange figure. This time, we see him clearly. It's a boy, but he behaves like a wild animal. He doesn't speak. He doesn't respond. He growls. He stares, completely untamed. Soon-Yi's mother calls the police. The officer explains that during the war in Korea, many parents were killed. This boy might be one of the orphaned children. Ji-tae arrives and immediately starts insulting the boy, telling them to throw him out. Soon-Yi's mother goes to the police station and insists on taking responsibility for the boy herself. At first, the police refuse, but she feels sorry for him. Something about him feels abandoned, helpless. She decides to adopt him. She gives him a name, Chul-soo. That night, Chul-soo joins the family for dinner, but he eats like a wild animal, grabbing food with his hands, growling, devouring everything. Soon-Yi gets disgusted and storms off. She doesn't want him there. Still, her mother lets him stay in a separate room. Late at night, Chul-soo sees the full moon through the window, and he begins to howl. Not scream, not cry, howl like a wolf. Soon-Yi's mother rushes in and scolds him. The next day, Soon-Yi struggles to lift heavy boxes. They're too heavy for her fragile body. Suddenly, Chul-soo approaches her slowly. She gets scared and starts yelling, but then she realizes he's trying to help. He lifts all the heavy boxes effortlessly, strength far beyond normal. Just then, Ji-tae arrives and mocks him, says this is men's work. He tries to lift a box himself and fails miserably. Yi tells Ji-tae to leave. He gets aggressive with her. That's when Chul-soo steps in. He grabs Ji-tae's arm and squeezes it so tightly that his bones practically crack. Ji-tae screams in pain and leaves humiliated. That night, Soon-Yi finds a dog training manual among her books. She has an idea. If Chul-soo behaves like an animal, she'll train him like one. And that's where everything starts to change. So, from this point on, Soon-Yi slowly begins training Chul-soo using the dog training book as her guide. And honestly, this is where the heart of the movie really starts to grow. At first, she treats him exactly like the manual suggests. Firm voice, simple commands, repetition. She teaches him to wait before eating. Before, he would grab food like a starving animal. Now, he only eats when she says so. If she says stop, he stops. She teaches him how to use a toothbrush. Little by little, the wild creature begins to act more human. But something else is happening too. Soon-Yi is starting to care about him. Chul-soo, in his own silent way, becomes completely attached to her. He follows her everywhere. He watches her constantly. At night, he sleeps outside her door, listening to her breathing, almost guarding her. And sometimes, she moves closer to the door too, just to feel his presence on the other side. Soon-Yi even starts teaching him how to read. She teaches him letters. She teaches him music. She sings and he watches her lips carefully, trying to understand. He still can't speak, not a single word, but you can see he's trying. One day, Soon-yi and her mother take Chul-soo into town to buy him clothes. While they're walking, construction workers are working above them on a building. Suddenly, a heavy metal pipe falls straight down, right towards Soon-yi. But before it can hit her, Chul-soo jumps and shields her with his body. The pipe slams into his back. It's strong enough to injure any normal person badly. But when they rush him to a doctor, the doctor says something shocking. There isn't even a scratch on him. His body is abnormal, strong beyond explanation. Meanwhile, Ji-tae continues becoming more jealous and aggressive. One night, after drinking heavily with his girlfriend, he crashes his car into a farm fence and kills a goat. Coincidentally, Chul-soo had been helping take care of those goats because the farm was near their house. Chul-soo picks up the dead goat and shows it to the farm owner. The owner knows Chul-soo well. He understands that Chul-soo could never have killed it intentionally, but Ji-tae's ego is spiraling. One night, Ji-tae shows up at Soon-yi's house with several of his friends. He demands that she come out with him. She refuses. He grabs her forcefully. He starts acting violent, and Chul-soo sees everything. That's when it happens. For the first time, we see the transformation. His body starts shaking. His muscles tense. His eyes change. His bones shift. He transforms into something monstrous. Part human, part wolf. A full-blown werewolf. In seconds, he attacks Ji-tae's friends. He throws them around like they weigh nothing. His strength is terrifying. No one can even stand against him. Finally, he's about to kill Ji-tae, but Soon-yi screams his name. The moment he hears her voice, he stops. His rage disappears instantly, and slowly, he transforms back into his human form. The next day, Ji-tae returns with the police. He accuses Chul-soo of being a monster, says he brutally attacked his friends. He demands that the police remove him from the house. Soon-yi lies. She tells the police Ji-tae is making everything up, but Ji-tae reminds everyone the house belongs to his family. He has power. The police take Chul-soo to the station temporarily. Meanwhile, Ji-tae searches the old storage room where the scientist used to run experiments. There, he finds documents and an address. He tracks down the scientist's former partner, and this man reveals the truth. Years ago, they were working on a military experiment. During wartime, they wanted to create super soldiers, genetically enhanced wolf-human hybrids, soldiers with strength far beyond normal humans. Bullets wouldn't stop them. Pain wouldn't break them. Chul-soo is one of those experiments. A weapon that survived. Hearing this, Ji-tae becomes even more convinced that Chul-soo must be killed, but Soon-yi's mother refuses. She says he's lived with them peacefully. He has never harmed anyone without reason. A police officer decides to monitor Chul-soo instead. Cameras are installed in his room. If he harms anyone, they'll execute him. Time passes, and Chul-soo continues proving he's not a threat. One day, Soon-yi leaves to see her doctor. Chul-soo becomes anxious, almost panicked, watching her leave. But when she gently tells him she'll return, he calms instantly. The police officer sees this loyalty. Even the scientist's former partner realizes Chul-soo isn't dangerous. But Ji-tae isn't done. He creates a plan. He lies to the police, claiming Chul-soo killed the goat. He brings in a fake witness, his own friend, to support the lie. The police question the goat's owner, but the owner says Chul-soo would never do that. He points out that the goat's injuries look like a car accident. That night, furious that his lie is failing, Ji-tae murders the goat's owner to silence him. Then he cuts the power supply to disable the cameras. He kills the guard watching Chul-soo. Then he manipulates Chul-soo directly. He tells him that Soon-yi's guitar has been taken by the farm owner and she's crying because she lost it. He says Chul-soo must retrieve it. Chul-soo, innocent and unable to understand deception, believes him. He goes to the farm. Moments later, Ji-tae runs to the police, claiming Chul-soo escaped and killed a guard. When everyone arrives at the farm, they find the farmer's dead body, and Chul-soo standing there, searching for the guitar. The police point their guns at him. Chul-soo holds up a drawing, a simple sketch of a guitar. Soon-yi tries to explain that he came only for her guitar. Ji-tae loses control. He grabs a police officer's gun. Soon-yi tries to stop him. He pushes her violently to the ground. And that's it. Chul-soo transforms again. This time, there's no stopping him. In front of everyone, he kills Ji-tae. Then he picks up Soon-yi and runs into the forest. Soon-yi loses consciousness. Chul-soo gently covers her with leaves to keep her warm and sleeps beside her to protect her through the night. The next morning, Soon-yi wakes up. She knows what must happen. If he stays, the police will kill him. Chul-soo doesn't want to leave her. And then, for the very first time, he speaks. 2 simple words. Don't go. His first human words are for her. But Soon-yi knows she has to save him the only way she can. So she does something heartbreaking. She throws stones at him. She forces him away. She pretends to reject him, so he will run. And finally, he leaves. Soon-yi tells the police he's gone. After that incident, her family moves to America out of fear. But before leaving, Soon-yi writes him a letter. She tells him to wait for her. She promises she'll come back. So, after that heartbreaking separation, life moves on. Soon-yi and her family leave Korea and move to America. Time passes, years turn into decades. She grows older, builds a life, has children, then grandchildren. But one promise remains frozen in time. Now, we return to the present, 47 years later. Elderly Soon-yi stands outside that old countryside house in South Korea for the first time in nearly half a century. The house is dusty, abandoned, frozen in memory. Her granddaughter Anju walks beside her, curious but unaware of the emotional weight this place carries. Soon-yi decides she wants to spend just one night there before selling it. That night, as she lies in bed, memories flood back. Then she hears something, a faint sound coming from outside, slow footsteps, a presence. She slowly gets up and follows the sound toward the same old storage room, the place where everything began. The place where the scientist once ran his experiments. The place where she first met him. She opens the door, and there he is. Chul-soo. After 47 years, he is still there. He never left. He kept his promise. He waited. He looks at her, and this time, he speaks clearly. He shows her something carefully preserved, her old, broken guitar, the one she lost all those years ago. He fixed it. He kept it safe for 47 years. That single detail tells you everything. While she built an entire life in another country, he remained frozen in time, holding on to the memory of her. That night, they sit together quietly. Chul-soo gently plays the guitar for her. He sings softly, the same way she once taught him. Soon-yi listens, and as he sings, she slowly falls asleep beside him. The next morning, she wakes up. He's gone. The storage room is empty. For a moment, she wonders if it was all just a dream. Maybe grief and nostalgia played tricks on her mind. As Soon-yi walks away from the house, she makes one decision. She will not sell it. Some places are not meant to be erased. As their car drives away down the snowy road, the camera pulls back, and in the distance, on a snowy hill, we see him, Chul-soo, watching her leave. He was real. He was always there. He stands alone in the falling snow. Then slowly, he begins building something, a snowman. Because 47 years ago, Soon-yi once promised him that when it snowed, they would build a snowman together. She forgot. He didn't. He builds it alone. And that's where the movie ends.